people have to remember how to think multidimensionally. For as long as their thinking is limited to the either or, genderized, polarized, limited illusions of the third dimension, it is quite difficult to embrace the oneness, freedom, joy, unconditional love of the fifth dimension. This is the place where many humans get hung up. It is the release of a third dimensional way of thinking, of a third dimensional reality. And that release begins by releasing time, by releasing their past, by releasing their future, by releasing the obligations of time, and allowing themselves to fall into the flow of the now. In fact, there are many beings already fifth dimensional. However, fifth dimensional is just a component of the multidimensionality. And as you move out of the third dimensional illusion of only one reality, you connect that fifth dimensional self to the third, fourth dimensional self. And while each of you are within the state of consciousness of your fifth dimensional self, which means as each of you have taken just a moment of your time to close your eyes and step into the now of the fifth dimension, then you are also fifth dimensional. And once you entrain yourself to that consciousness, as long as you are engaged in a creative endeavor in which your higher state of consciousness is your primary functioning state of consciousness, you are a fifth dimensional being. However, once something from the physical world activates your attention, therefore you drop out of that. Now, we are trying to train all of our ascending ones not to drop out of the fifth dimension, but to maintain the fifth dimension while you investigate the third. Once our ascending ones have come to a state of comfort, of realizing that they can create their fifth dimensional consciousness as their primary state of consciousness, then they have found a new point of operation. For while one is living within the illusion of their third dimensional body, they are perceiving that as their point of operation. And they will have to go into meditation or take a long walk or get involved in a creative endeavor or whatever it is that shifts their consciousness into the higher frequencies so that they can then experience the joy of the fifth dimension. The environment still has a great deal of influence. In fact, it is that key of learning to recognize how a shift in environment can shift your consciousness, to allow you to remember that it works the other way as well. In other words, a shift in your consciousness changes your reality. Therefore, if you are sitting in a room where you generally meditate, or in nature, or in some place within your reality in which you feel that it is very safe for you to expand your consciousness, and your physical form will be protected not only by your higher self, but by your environment. So within that moment, to be able to shift your consciousness, take a moment and then close your eyes and take some long, slow, deep breaths. And whatever thought, mantra, feeling you have recognized within yourself to be the quickest pathway to expanding your consciousness into the fifth dimension, allow that pathway to open within you. As you breathe in, look out through your third eye. And through your third eye, look at your environment and see how it has altered. Within this state of consciousness, you are able to allow your consciousness to expand even further, and so that you can perceive even higher frequencies of reality. We will begin by stepping onto the threshold of New Earth, and then together we will move into the higher frequencies, the higher subplanes of the fifth dimension, and into the higher ones beyond then. There are many fifth dimensional thresholds, but as Arcturians who are specializing in the ascension of the planetary being Gaia and all of her inhabitants, we are focusing on Gaia's fifth dimensional expression. And so, as you raise your consciousness to that frequency, you can easily feel how your consciousness begins to expand further, almost as if you were a balloon that is rising up higher. And allow yourself to feel this emanation of expanding your consciousness into a higher frequency. And now again, attaching to that frequency. And as you surrender into that beautiful multidimensional beam of light, and you allow that multidimensional beam of light to surrender into you, and you become unity, you become one within the reality that is within you, you can feel yourself expand even further into higher expressions of the fifth dimension. And as you move into this expression, you can attach yourself to this reality, and again through your third eye and through the experience of your beingness. For your perceptions are no longer through any particular component of your body, for you have pretty much dropped the need for a vessel, and the vessel is an expression of your consciousness. So therefore, much as you would go to your closet and choose the clothes that you wish to wear, at this frequency, you go into your inner experience and choose the vessel in which you used to define yourself within that moment of the now. And this vessel perceives with all of itself, somewhat like an amoeba. And what reality are you perceiving as you open your perceptions to this frequency? And now we're going to go back down, but as we go back down, we are going to look at the different means of manifestation within each reality. From the reality in which you are now attached, manifestation is instant, and it is based on whichever thought and emotion you would like to combine. And as the great creative being that you are, we invite you to create a portal into this world so that you may interact with it through manifesting whichever version of it you wish to explore, much as one on Earth might create a hologram and then step into that hologram. You will create this reality and then step into it. fact, a flow and intermingling, such as the different waves within the ocean. There are different currents that move within the ocean, but each of the currents are within the ocean, and each current is affected by the ocean and affects the ocean and affects the other currents that affect the ocean, that affect the currents. And so the merging is a combination of expressions that live in unity of oneness, while they simultaneously are able to maintain a sense of individuality. And this is the gift that Gaia brings to the One. Because Gaia has gone into the depths of individuality. And from those depths of individuality, there was great injustices, and there was great polarities and many wars. And there was the victims and the victimizers and the hads and the hads-nots. And as the beings of that reality, the beings that had chosen to take a physical anchor, to wear a physical vessel, to assist during this process, these beings were able to connect with all of that planet in unconditional love, free of judgment, which of course is the most difficult dimensional challenge, is to be free of judgment. For judgment is that which separates. And so within a beingness free of judgment, how these beings are able to commune with all the different scenarios and dramas that are ongoing as Gaia is moving through her ascension pains, her labor pains, while simultaneously connected all through the fifth dimension and into those higher worlds. In other words, being that in-between energy that connects the higher realities to the third and fourth and threshold fifth earth. Can you see how you, amongst others, are serving in this manner? And the higher vibrational reality that you can connect with within your consciousness, the more power within and the more ability to protect Gaia you can give. Fully ground yourself within each reality, because you are not leaving any of them. You are staying on all of them, including physical Earth. You are maintaining a physical vessel for as long as your personal contract reads. And there are many of you that will maintain a physical vessel on Gaia until she no longer needs your plug-in. There are some who will leave their physical vessel, for that is within their particular mission. There is no right or wrong, for within fifth dimensional thinking, there are no polarities. There are just many options, multi-dimensional ways to do the very same thing. For one thing, and this is a very important part, is that you begin to create a reality that is filled with love. Because if your earth reality is filled with love, you are not hating staying there. You are loving staying there. And your primary mission, that is you, meaning all of you who are there to assist Gaia, your primary mission isn't what you do. It is the energy field that you hold within your consciousness. If the only thing you do is maintain a consciousness filled with love, you are giving an amazing contribution to Gaia, because you are assisting her to fill her atmosphere with love. And then the other beings within her reality breathe in that atmosphere. And just the mere fact of breathing in that atmosphere allows them to begin to feel love. And the love they need to feel initially is for themselves. Because this ascension is not done outside of you for other people. This ascension is done inside of you for the planet Gaia and all of her beings.